While many support designating Chuckwalla a national monument, others think the president's proclamation would hurt recreation and the local economy. News Channel 3's Gavin Nguyen has more on these concerns.
And what we found when presidents designate these really big national monuments is that they do end up restricting a lot of public access and a lot of recreation access to these public lands.
Ben Burr is the executive director of the Blue Ribbon Coalition, a nonprofit that fights national monument designations across the country. The designation would restrict development as well as recreational activities, which is a key part of the Blue Ribbon Coalition's resistance. They say riding motorized vehicles like ATVs, riding horses, rock hounding, and even camping would be restricted.
It restricts all kinds of outdoor recreation, and so we do focus on motorized recreation, but we fight for all recreation users.
Burr argues that a national monument designation is not necessary to protect native lands.
And so we support protecting the cultural sites of Native Americans. We don't think that a national monument is necessary to do that, and that's why there are other federal laws to create those protections.
Some of those other laws include the Archaeological Resources Protection Act, which helps protect public lands without a national monument designation. Burr also says that when presidents use the Antiquities Act to create these monuments, they're required to keep them as small as possible.
In most cases, a monument that's 600,000 acres or 1.2 million acres, that's just so big that it's hard to imagine that that's the smallest area compatible with protecting some archaeological resources.
The coalition has already taken 2 national monument expansions in Utah, in Bears Ears and Grand Staircase Escalante, to an appeals court. They say if their appeal wins, it would likely overturn those expansions and have impacts to other national monuments. But the Blue Ribbon Coalition pledges it will continue fighting this designation and others like it.
And this monument has more private property and holdings than almost any monument I ever see. And so I think this is going to be controversial for those reasons, and the people who have private property and holdings or valid existing rights within the monument are going to have a lot to fight for.
Gavin Nguyen for News Channel 3.